The most important memory of fishing to me is when I was real young, little boy with my Uncle John. He would take me out to his pond almost every weekend, and we would place a simple little bet of laying $15 out on the line. $5 for the first fish, $5 for the biggest fish, and $5 for the most fish. And I guess it was just really fun growing up with him and fishing. The bass fishing team as a whole has impacted my high school time greatly. It's just, it's a thing that I love, and I'm thankful for it. The bond with my fishing partner and I goes back to freshman year. We were mascots for our school, and we were done with it. We didn't want to do that. We didn't want to be those weird kids mascotting, and we were like, let's figure something out. And bass fishing, we didn't really know what to do in the tournament setting, but this year's our senior year, and we're gonna go out swinging.
The most important thing I have learned from bass fishing is how quickly random people can become a family. We did not know each other 3 years ago, and now I would not hesitate to call, whether it's the president of our club, my boat captain, any other captain on this club, to ask a question, or if I need something. I had an issue with my motor a couple weeks ago, and first person I called was our president, and he got it fixed, no cost at all, and he helped me. And I feel like that's something a family does. And I might not have known him 3 years ago, but now I can say we're all family. The one important memory I have of fishing has to be with my grandpa. When I was 5 years old on Lake Tyler, he took me out with a cane pole, which, if you don't know what it is, it's a long cane with a little bit of eyelets and there's a line. And he took me out fishing with it. And before that, I didn't have a lot of experience fishing, but when I did, it was just with a bobber and a worm and a hook. And so what I always did was I didn't even touch the line. I just held the rod and just watched the bobber go up and down. And when I threw it out there with him, I asked him, what am I going to do without a bobber? And what he told me has stuck with me for a long time. He said that it's not about watching the fish, it's about feeling the fish. So when you're holding that line and you're waiting and you feel that thump, it has a lasting impression on you, and it makes you hooked because you want another thump, and you want another thump. And ever since he died, I always believed that I've always been looking for an extra thump. The most tragic thing I've seen on the water is when I've seen people crash. Those boat crashes, people aren't paying attention. They're not wearing what they're supposed to. They're not doing what they're supposed to. People drowning because they're not actually paying attention. And so, in my opinion, that just makes tragedy.
Last year, we had our first accident. Avery wasn't able to make a fishing tournament for an Ag Mix show. And so I was alone on the boat with our boat captain. The water temperature was 30 degrees, and the outside temperature was 19 degrees. The back of the boat was frozen, and I slipped into the water, and I don't think I moved ever that fast in my life. What motivates me to be on the water is it's just my passion. From a young age, fishing with my uncle, going to the ponds, it's just my passion. It's my happy place. I go here, it's my quiet place, and it's a place I can sneak away and no one really bothers me. I guess the most frustrating thing on the water is, when the fish don't cooperate. There's days out there when the water's rough and it's just nothing's going your way, and you just can't seem to make anything happen. But you gotta keep your head down, and you gotta keep pushing.
Besides fishing, the most passionate things I am passionate about has to be FFA with the Future Farmers of America. I'm a president there this year. And then also, I'm very passionate about cattle, raising cattle. I do a commercial heifer program, and then once I graduate, I tend to keep on doing a replacement heifer program. So once I get my mind onto something, it's very hard to get my mind off of it. So I'm very passionate about fishing. So this fishing club is 3 years old, and one thing that people really don't realize with fishing is how popular it actually is. So I was part of the originals. There was, at the very beginning of the season 2 years ago, there's only 3 teams. And by the end of that year, we had 7 teams. And then last year was the second year of the club, and we went all the way up to 15 teams. And this upcoming year, we're going to have 23 teams. So fishing is a very popular sport. People don't realize how much people actually love to go and do competitive bass fishing. and I feel like we should get more notice than we actually do. So my captain is Mr. Ben Sanchez. He's been with us since the very beginning. He had no connection to us, no reason to be a part of us, and what I realized is how much he cares about teaching the next generation and caring for the next generation. He's former military. He's a veteran. He's been here for a long time, and he's cared for us a lot more than we probably own. Probably don't listen to him as much as we should, but he's taught me how to fish for the most part, and he's taught me how to chase my dreams.
Ben Sanchez, my boat captain, has had one of the greatest impacts on my life, not just on the water, but off the water, spending countless hours prepping for tournaments and fishing tournaments. He will forever have an impact on my life.
In short, fishing is my dream. I've always been very passionate about chasing these little green bass all over the lake, and I will be for a very long time. So as I'm chasing my dream, I really want you to chase your dream.